Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Marcia Parker, and today I am reviewing the series of Bates Motel. I was really excited to have the opportunity to watch this series because I heard many good things about it. A lot of our fans kept asking us to look into it and watch it so they could hear our thoughts on it. And there's good reason why. I thought the overall series was really well done, well written, well acted. It had a good amount of drama in it and suspense that kept you entertained all the way through it. So the story is very similar to the movie Psycho. You know, you have Norma Bates, who is Norman Bates' mother, and they move out to this hotel. And the interesting part of how they built on the Bates Motel was that, you know, there was an unfortunate event that happened that left Norma and Norman without his father. So Norma got this great idea to buy the hotel that has the house on the hill, and she goes there and they're going to have this fresh new start and everything's going to be great. Well, very first thing that happens is that, you know, things go wrong. Nothing seems to go right around Norma or Norman, and they continuously find themselves in sticky situations that leaves people either buried in a ditch or sinking in the lake. So I find it really interesting. The one thing that I would say about the story that kept pulling me away from it, there was a lot of situations where you could have been like, just call the cops and let them take care of it. Why are you doing this huge elaborate thing that's just gonna blow up in your face later on? But then you could remind yourself, well, they get to have a story to fill these seasons. So there you have it. The acting was phenomenal, especially Norma Bates. She did such a great job. She's beautiful. She was talented. She had a great way of capturing the craziness of the relationship between Norma and Norman. It was just such an unhealthy relationship that they both kept feeding off of each other. And no matter how many times, you know, she would even see it at times and say, okay, this is a little bit much. I should probably do something. He would just reel her back in. And the same thing with Norman. He would be like in his head going, this is not healthy. I should go a different direction. And then she would reel him back in. And the two actors did a great job portraying that relationship. They did throw in some side characters with him having an older brother who was a love child between Norma and her brother, which was kind of a twist, unnecessarily twist. I mean, it's a really messed up family, but was it necessary? I don't really know. And then they had the whole thing with the sheriff, and there was like these underground weed drug scandals going on, and amidst all of these crazy different murders that would happen when Norman would black out. So it was very interesting. Though when Norman started going crazy, I think the actor did a really great job portraying his craziness, because it was he would black out and he would just kind of flip a switch. Normally the actors just even kill, and he would just be friendly and very attentive, and kind of innocent is how he would portray Norman. But then when he would start going into that psychosis where he would see his mother when she wasn't there and she was coaching him to murder somebody for whatever reason, he just turned into a different person, and technically he does turn into another person because he assumes his mom's personality. So that enables him to murder all these people. And when he wakes up from his blackouts, he doesn't know he did it. So he's innocent, right? Not so much. But that gave us to the end where when he has to face the fact that the mother in his head is not his actual mother, which was interesting, very interesting. When it comes to the set design, they did a fantastic job. Whenever they would show the motel at the bottom of the hill, and then you had that big gloomy house out in the background up those long steps, it just brought you back to the movie every single time. You're just like, that's the Bates Motel. That's really creepy. Something weird is about to go down. And you just had that eerie feeling from the first time you saw it in the first episode to the last time you see it in the finale. And in the first episode, when Norma goes in to the house and she's showing Norman the house, and it's just, she's kind of floating through each room, and she's like, it's super creepy, like, furniture decked out. Like, everybody left everything in this house when they left. Like, it was completely furnished from this different century, and it just gave this whole feeling of gloom and doom in every single room, even though she's trying to portray something fresh and new, and kind of and she's starting over of life. But you get the sense from this that, that, like, that's not going to happen. That they're doomed to meet their demise here. And then when you go to the special effects, there wasn't a lot of special effects. It just a little more like practical, with the death scenes and also the dead people. And spoiler alert if you haven't finished it, but Norman does kill his mother at one point and digs her up. And so the whole last season is Norma as a dead person is hanging out in the house. So they just did a fantastic job just making her, I'm assuming, I didn't look into it, but I'm assuming they made a dummy doll of her and just had her, or probably just shot it multiple times, I'm sure, either way. But I mean, the makeup on it, she looked dead and just messed up, because like he put her in the cellar in this kind of like walk-in refrigerated area so her body wouldn't rot, and she's just like sitting there in the chair just posted up, eyes wide open, skin's all like frozen in time, and she's wearing one of her favorite dresses, and her eyeliner is kind of like has been dripping down, and she's just frozen there. And he just goes in there multiple times to talk to her, to be with her, and just like he's carrying you see her being carried around, and it's just amazing how they did that, and very moving, because it has a huge effect when you see her like that. You can't handle it. It's like they have a relationship a mother and son should never get to that point. So they did a really good job on that. The cinematography was excellent in this show all the way out. And I would say the ending was okay. I thought it was interesting that they paid Rihanna to come in to do the whole shower scene. And you think, oh, okay, she's going to be the one that gets, stabbed in the shower. And they have the whole setup, and you're there, and you're like, all right, it's going to happen. But then they don't kill her. And they turn around and decide that they're going to just do the shower scene with some guy instead, which I thought was a very interesting change, because Norman kills him instead of Rihanna. And then you're meant to believe that he's carrying around this like 250-pound guy like into a car, and then he has to carry him through the woods to get rid of the body, and then they get to a well and he has to lift up the body and dump it into a well. So I don't know how believable that is. I think it would have been more believable if they would have just killed Rihanna like everybody expected to. I didn't realize, I don't understand the twist behind it. It seems like an unnecessary twist. I don't know if the writers just thought that they were going to be creative and kill the other guy instead. But I would say that would be the biggest spoiler of the whole season, is that you wait the whole series to watch the shower scene just to get that iconic kill, and then they change it for no reason. I can see why a lot of people got disappointed with the last season because of that. But overall, I think it was worth watching. The acting alone was phenomenal. Just watching him flip from being Norman to Norma, just takes you to a different level of just terrifying. Like, to see someone be that gone and just assume a different personality of a person that they already murdered. It's just so crazy and sick about the relationship. Being a mother myself, I'm going to end it here, but being a mother myself and watching this, I look at my son and go, we are never going to be as close as Norman Bates. Thank you very much. But that's all I have to say about the Bates Motel. I hope you take the time to watch it. Let us know how you liked it, if it bothered you or not about the twist at the end, or if you're okay with it, or if you're with me and you think they should have just killed Rihanna and just been done with it. But leave your comments in the comment section below, and thank you for watching. I'm Marcia Parker, and stay scared.